Hi everyone, and welcome to yet another video. This video we're going to be potting up a beautiful little houseplant I have here. This is an orchid. It is Phragmipedium besseae. Now I actually have introduced you to this plant in the last video, which was a plant haul. I actually had this plant about a month, and what I'm wanting to do today is to pot it up in a preferred setup. And the reason I'm going to potting up now is because it's actually pretty wonky. I will show a little close up, but it is wobbling on the one root that is going into the medium. And I'm joined here today by Storm, who is eyeing off my microphone as if it's his next treat. So, hello Storm. Everyone will want to say hello to you, except right now you're not facing the camera and have no inclination to do so. Well, I guess that's fine. Now, before I forget, and I forget frequently, do give this video a like if you end up enjoying it, and consider subscribing to the channel if you enjoy houseplant related content, which is what we do here. We're a channel for all plant parents, whether you're brand new, thinking about it, or whether you're established and have a huge collection. I share what I do, and hopefully that will give you some ideas and some thoughts as to what you can do to help keep your plants flourishing, alive, and not dead. Not dead's always a good goal to have. I frequently have not dead as a goal. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be potting up this Phragmipedium into pumice, into this plastic Chandon wine glass. Now I dug this out of the bowels of a cupboard, and I thought, oh, you're a decent size. You'll make a good semi-hydro setup for something. So I have punched 2 holes in it right here. I did that with a soldering iron. If you're going to do this, please make sure you're in a very well ventilated area, because you will be producing plastic fumes. Breathing in that is extraordinarily toxic. Please use a mask and PPE, and that's for excess water to pour out. Pumice is very wicking, so it's going to draw up the moisture up to where the roots of the plant can get access to it. And I actually have a couple of examples I'll show you a little bit later of current orchids, Phragmipediums, that I have in this setup that are doing really, really well. So that's the sort of video you hope to see. Stick around. Okay, so for this part of the video, I thought that it would be much easier if we bring you in and we can do this from an angle that hopefully you can see everything of what's going on. Sit down there. Good boy. All right. Have you been getting to know why don't you tell the audience how you've been getting to know your new little brother? Yeah, you've been playing, haven't you? Yes, they have been playing. Okay, so I want to introduce you to everything I've got ready to go here. First of all, I have pumice. Now this is 1mm to 7mm approximately. It's probably more on the 1 to 5mm side, in all honesty, but I've got plenty of pumice. I have my glass, or my plastic glass. It does say Chandon on the side of it. This is nice and cheap. So the first thing I'm going to do is, using isopropyl alcohol 70%, I'm going to give that a little bit of a spray and allow that to dry off. And I'm also going to be using this as a scoop, so I'm going to disinfect the inside of that as well. Always disinfect your tools. The first thing I'm going to do is, moving this into here, I am going to unpot this. So this is, I really look forward. This is my very first Phragmipedium. I'm so excited to have it. I've never had a Phragmipedium before, but I've been keeping Phragmipedium seedlings successfully. The measure of success is it's not dead. So I've got several PAFs that I bought as little tuckers like this one. And so far, they're doing well. They're actually doing really, really well. So specifically, this is Phragmipedium Brown Hill variety crossed with a Ballarat. And apparently the Ballarat variety has earned itself a HCC at OzCov. Now, I'm the first to admit I don't know what that means, but I do know it's some sort of award. I have to admit, judging and how things get awarded is still a big mystery to me. But we'll keep those tags. And now essentially what we're going to do is ensure that this poor little guy is no longer just wobbling around on one root. So I'm going to pull all of this out, and I'm going to just very slowly and delicately tease away this sphagnum moss. And I'll be interested to see how many roots we actually have in here. Whether it is just one, or it might be, looks like it's more than one, because I see some roots over here on this side. I love the roots of these plants, and the reason why I love the roots of these plants is because they are furry. They're not like other types of orchids like Phalaenopsis and Dendrobiums. These have thicker roots. They love water, or they love to be moist at all times. Oh, that's a dead root. So see, that root has come out and it's dead. That was actually exposed at the top of the sphagnum moss, so I'm not really surprised that it's dead. There may be one other dead one here. I'd say that's, yep, that's dead. We're pulling that off the string. So the string that's actually still sitting here, that's actually the root of the plant. This is the absorbent coating of the root. So we've got a couple of roots that have died, but we also have some really good roots here. So we're going to cherish those. And I'm just teasing out a little bit more of the sphagnum moss. I'm trying to be very delicate here. I don't want to actually pull a root by mistake. Not a good root anyway. And here we go. And this is what we are left with. We are left with a stele, which is the string of the root. We can just pull that off. It's no problem there. And we are left with 3 good roots. That's excellent. I'm very happy with that. But the sphagnum moss only really went to about here, and I really want it to be a bit more at the base of the plant. So we're going to repot this in our preferred setup. All right, now to do this, I want to actually have my water here because I'm creating a bit of a bath. So I have my orchid and I have my glass, which is serving as my pot. And what I'm going to do is put this and allow it to fill with water. I can see tiny little cat hairs still sitting in here. So, all right, so the 2 holes are allowing that to fill up with water. Of course, we can cheat. We can also do that. And the reason I want to do that is because it enables the pumice to go down into the bottom of the pot and slowly make its way around the roots. So I now have to figure out where exactly I want to place this orchid, and I know I'm probably going to want to sit the orchid around about here. So I'm going to actually put this around the other side now so I can play scoop. And instead of the putting the stones in and dumping them on the roots, which could cause damage, the water creates a bit of resistance, and hopefully those stones will nicely settle throughout. So this is what we're going to do here. And you might find that pumice, some of the pumice floats. That's okay. I have boiled this pumice for 20 minutes to get rid of any bacteria or impurities, which is important. And I'm going to try and put as many of these stones evenly as I can. I'm sure some people at the Orchid Society will go, hello Storm, would go, why are you using pumice? Because Julie from Julie's Orchids uses pumice. And I love pumice. I love it for my houseplants. I love it. I've used it in a number of different ways in the houseplant, and there's no reason why we can't use it here for orchids as well. And as it turns out, since I've started doing that, my Phragmipediums have been so happy, so happy. So how are we going there? We're going really well. And when I say Julie from Julie's Orchids does this, she's recently, in the last 2 years, she's almost taken out Grand Champion with her Phragmipediums. Let me get that right. And, well, hey, if it works, why not? Okay, so now we're getting to the point where the orchid needs to be lifted up just a little bit, and we're going to use this tool to gently push the media around. And help settle it. So how are we doing here? Not bad, but that's about the depth as it was in the sphagnum moss. So I want a little bit more here. So now at the point I can actually take this away, but we do want a little bit more of the stones around the edge. I love these aquarium tools. These are aquarium scraping tools. I will leave a link for them in the description if you're interested in buying it. It will be an affiliate link. And that's another way that you can help support the channel, is if you're going to buy these anyway, why not buy them with my link? It doesn't cost you any extra. It just means that I get a little tiny bit of the cut instead of Amazon getting all of the profits. So if you would consider doing that, then that would be really cool. I would really appreciate it. Probably means I can buy Storm some extra treats, or maybe even buns and roux. And Mother's Day was last weekend, so tell me how you went on Mother's Day. But yeah, if you did something really cool for Mother's Day, then let us know. Also, if you happen to have gifted an orchid, a Phalaenopsis orchid, or a moth orchid as they're called, check out the video at the end of this one. So many people throw those orchids out, and honestly, it breaks my heart every year to see so many of these moth orchids thrown out when people think that they can't rebloom them, or they don't rebloom. And if you want to keep that gift, it is the gift of life after all. And why not? Then watch that video and you can enjoy the gift of blooms year after year after year. So there we have it. There is now a little bit of water sitting in the bottom part of this below the holes. If I tip that out, you can see that that's the case. It's a self-watering setup. So the pumice will be wicking, and this will stay fairly moist for, in this sort of weather, probably a couple of weeks. We want to put the tag in. Don't want to forget the tag. Now it is still a little bit wonky, but that's okay. It will become a lot more stable. I could stake that. Right now I'm not going to. It's okay, and it won't really be in a place where it can be knocked. So I'm going to keep this in here. And there we have it, Phragmipedium besseae. And as we skip to the outro, stick around because I will show you some other orchids I have in this setup, some other Phagnipediums, which are very similar to Phragmipediums. And we're going to see how they're doing. I'll be right back. All right, and we're back. Oh, hello, Storm. Still eyeing off my microphone. So I just wanted to show you, and I'll do some close-ups of the roots here if you can't see them on camera. This particular orchid I got, and it was smaller than this one. It was like really, really tiny when I got it. And this has taken off. It is Phagnipedium philippinense crossed with a sibling. So it is a species orchid. I can't wait to see this. This has got the most amazing flowers you've seen. I mean, they are just gorge. Obviously, this has never flowered because it was a tiny itty bitty baby plant when I got it, practically straight out of tissue culture. It wasn't directly out of, I didn't deflask, but I did get it when it was not long deflasked. But yes, now that's growing really, really well. These glasses were like $1.50 from the reject shop or the $2 shop, my local $2 shop. So that's where I got these if you're interested. Kmart is a good other place. If you're international, go to the cheapest, nastiest shop you can and pick up some plastic glasses, plastic drinking glasses. And for Phagnipediums or Phragmipediums, the narrower and taller are better. And this one has a little bit of a wonky leaf. I'm quite sure why that leaf is a little bit wonky, but it wants to fall over. This is a primary hybrid. So this is Paf Hua Jin Isabel, and it is a cross of Paf Hung Shen Eagle and Sanderianum or Sanderianum. And this one, there are roots galore in here. They're a little bit harder to see because this one's a little bit closer to the light, but there is what looks like to be a little bit of a worm here. I call them brown worms. And again, if you can't see that, I'll do a close-up on the plant so you can. Oh, I've got a bit of exposed root at the top. Let's cover it. There we go. These are my two Phragmipediums that started off as really tiny seedlings, tinier than this one. And this is how they're going now. And I think they're doing really, 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 really well. They keep growing roots. Who's to complain? So thank you so much for coming to watch this video and sticking it out to the end. Remember to give us a like, stick around for the next video if you feel like it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.